I'm out in the junkyard and I'm looking at this, which I actually had in the videos months back. I'm going to take it in the shop and take it apart and see what's up with this Frankenstein piece of a motor. Here I got to do some more sandblasting. An update on my 57 18 horse Johnson. I went and found myself some screw clamps, and I got to blast the throttle arm, gear shift linkage, and then move it on from there. Well, here I'm getting ready to put the engine back together. I have some of the parts laid out. The next step I'm going to do is mount the transom stern bracket pivot assembly. I got my parts lined up. I have my bell mounts all painted. After I get done putting that part on, I'm going to put the throttle and gear shift lever in, and also the external gear shift lever, and move on. And I'm going to paint the midsection later, so I'm actually all out of, I don't have a little paint left, so I have to buy some more. But anyway, here I'm going to assemble it, and I'll show you when I get this together. Just got done making a pin for the recoil. What I basically do is I had to hunt for a piece of aluminum, and I was trying to think, where do I have some aluminum rod? Couldn't find any offhand. Then I thought, I took a broken tiller rod, and I just ground a piece off the end. So that's where I got my aluminum rod. And here's the pin that I made. See, now the Evinrude pull starters do not come with right here's a provision in the casting for the pin. They don't have, naturally it's a different style cover, so they don't need that kind of restraint pin system. So I'm gonna have to drill this to 1/4 inch. Now, if I had a small lathe, it would have been great. I could have made a really perfect piece, but they come out pretty good. I use a little 2-point 1-inch belt sander on a pedestal that I have in my shop, my basement shop, where my sandblaster is, and I made the pin. And I turned it down to about 255, 257, give or take. So I'm going to drill a hole here and press the pin in here, and then the rubber strap will fit nice on there. I already tested it. It works good. And I made quite a few of these through the years, so it doesn't take too long to make. You know, steady hand. Shut it down. My neighbor 2 houses down, he has one of those fiberglass little 32 Ford T-buckets. Just started it up with his pipes open, so I shut it down. I tried to get a picture of it, but he went the other way. Anyway, this is all done. I'm going to drill a hole here and put on the motor, and then to the next clip. Just a 1/4 inch hole. And I will cut the height down. It's a little bit long. I'll probably take, I don't know, maybe a little more than a 1/4 inch off the length. Okay, so let me get that done. So here I'm just going to go over what I've accomplished so far to this point on this parts motor that I took off my rack about a month ago in the backyard. I did quite a bit of work on this. Now again, I'm not going to say it's easy. If you don't have the parts, I wouldn't even recommend it unless, just get a complete motor and go from there. But I went through about 16, 17 items. I got the pin all done. The total length of the pin is, I had to shorten it quite a bit because it'll interfere with the pulley underneath it. So it was probably a little more than a 1/2 inch into the casting before all was said and done. But I got that all done. It fits nice. I'm not sure what cover I'm going to use, but I got that on there. I end up putting from a parts motor, a plate, spring, and the clip, and a pull handle. The rope is like new. I just greased it up real good. I put a shifter plate on the bottom and I painted it. You can see it down below. The shifter connector, cover plate. And let me just switch the motor around. Here I got the gas connector ready for fuel lines. I sandblasted the tiller like I showed you. It was light blue. I got it in primer now. I still got to paint it. I have no more red paint. But I have the tiller all working now. All the parts are installed. I put a rubber seal on the bottom of the cowling. In fact, I had it on and off a few times. And I also didn't have my blower mount in the front, so I put that in too. There's supposed to be 3 mounts, one behind here and one on each side on the stern bracket. And I was going to show you how I install that, the back end of the motor to the transom bracket. You pretty much put it on a 30-degree angle, and the hook in the front that grabs the mount, you hook in that first. Then this side will pop right in, the mount stud. Now, only one side you got to pry is this side with a screwdriver, just a little bit, and it'll set right in place. So it's pretty easy to install the whole back end onto the transom bracket. I just wanted to touch on that a bit. I have an idle adjust on it. I have the idle adjust on there, the boots here. Fuel connector was missing the strainer and the wheel inside. I put that in there. What else did I do? I put the rubber bullets on the front. The 2 rubber bullets were missing, so I stole them from a parts motor. You can make them out of fuel line if you had to in a pinch. 5/16 fuel line. You can cut it and just sand it to a point. They're easy to make. What else? I have to repair a small chip on the midsection. I'll show you that. I have to do it before I paint it, actually. You can see it down below there. Right about there. The little chip taken out of it. So I'm going to have to repair that before I paint it red. Little shaky camera action there. Okay. And yeah, so it's a lot of work all in all. I cleaned a lot of the hardware up. I polished a lot of the nuts and the screws. A lot of times you'll get a motor where the screws were replaced or lost. I get all the hardware back to stock. The washers under here on the airbox, they always change screws or lose the washers. The proper panhead screws here with the lock washers that are self-contained onto this shaft itself. And I freed up the steering, was stuck, so I had the steering wheel apart. I fixed all that. I had to take a torch to the screw. My little friend underneath here always gives me a problem on all these motors because of the salt water use here only. And that's all squared away. It works. I painted my screw clamps. I had to get 2 of them because, again, this was all missing. This is from donor motors, right and the left side. The center section is the original piece. The lower pans are the original piece. The side mounts, the block, no cylinder head. I had to get a cylinder head too. And mind you, this motor's rebuilt. I had it all apart if you didn't catch it in the previous videos. So I did a lot of work. A lot of work on these things. And again, I always say you got to be passionate about it, just like anything else. If you're not passionate, you're not going to do this. There are times I walk away. It just becomes too unreal. There's just so many things, But all in all, I'll enjoy it. It gives me a feeling of self-gratification when I get a motor done. I've done many of them, as you've seen on my channel, the people that follow, you viewers out there. So, again, I really enjoy it. And I have 2 gear cases here. Now you saw this first one here. Got the big chunk missing out of the cavitation plate. So I don't know if I'm going to use it. I might fix it. I don't know. I'm changing my mind. Thinking of the easy way out. Like I mentioned earlier, I have another one right here. It's got to be prepped. Perfect. No cracks, no missing pieces. So, overabundance of parts. So, all in all, that's it for this update, you know, and a lot of time spent here, you know, painting and meticulous little things that you got to do. Sandblasting up and down the stairs I go into my shop, into my backyard. It keeps me very active and I guess in pretty good shape. Hopefully. What else? Yeah, so that's it for this clip, and stay tuned for more. As always, thanks for watching. GMP Old Marine strikes again. Have a good one. Thanks a lot.